What is the maximum rent you could afford in New York City? Watch this quick video for the answer and please subscribe below so you don't miss my other real estate tips. Hi, I'm Phil, the founder of Frele, the free and honest rental marketplace. Before you start your search in New York City for an apartment for rent, it would be helpful to know what's the maximum rent you could afford from a landlord's perspective. The formula landlords use to determine whether or not you could afford the rent tends to be on the conservative side. So if you use this formula, it's also just a great way to know whether you personally can afford the rent or not. Let's get right down to it. Most landlords assume you could afford the rent if your gross salary is at least 40 times the monthly rent. Gross salary is essentially your salary before taxes. For example, let's say you have your eye on a $2,200 a month apartment. A landlord would like your gross salary to be at least 40 times that monthly rent, or in this case, at least $88,000. So, if you want to see the maximum rent you could afford based on your gross salary, use this formula. Take your gross salary and divide it by 40, and there's the maximum rent you could afford. Let's say your gross salary is $55,000. If you want to see the maximum rent you could afford with that salary, take the $55,000, divide it by 40, and you get $1,375. So $1,375 would be the maximum rent that you could afford in New York City. For more on this and other New York City apartment tips, please subscribe to our YouTube channel or go to Frēlē.com/learn. And remember, you can always find your next home on Frēlē.com.